Michelle. So I thought I would actually make you a little screencast to try to answer your question about using the groups feature in D2L that I talked about in my session last week. And so I'm just learning this myself, so forgive me if I kind of fumble along here. I haven't used the groups feature yet, but I'm hoping to try it out this semester. And so I'm just going to go into one of my classes so I can kind of demo this for you. If you're going to use that feature, let me show you where it is. It's in the discussion area. And it's not going to work if I show it to you under these because my class has already started on those. So I'm going to go to a future open discussion in my class, and since students haven't actually started posting in here, I can still make edits to it. So when you create a discussion or when you edit a discussion, I'm going to edit it, you'll see now that there are two options here. So if it's open topic, everyone can access this topic and its context. That's generally what it defaults to. And then what you would want to select is group or section topic. Everyone can access this topic, but students only see threads from their own group or section. So that's the one that you're going to want to check. However, that will only work if you have created groups in your class. So you have to set up those groups ahead of time so that you can click this and turn on that feature where students only see the posts from the other people in their groups, but the whole discussion thread would be visible to you as a teacher. So if you wanted to set up groups, I don't know if you've done this before, but you can set that up under the activities drop-down if you click on groups. And what you would want to do is start a new category. And you would maybe call it whatever makes sense for you. So maybe I want to say discussion groups for peer review. So I'm going to have students do some peer review, and these are the groups that I want them to be in. This is where you're going to sort of decide how you want to create that group. So these are all a little confusing, but I can tell you what I know about it. I think if you wanted to allow for the option of you putting students in groups, then you would put no auto enrollments. Otherwise, if you wanted the D2L system to randomize those groups for you and create them, you could just pick this groups of number or number of groups. I think those are the same. But I'm going to say this is a peer review, so I'm going to go ahead and click on that because let's say I want to put students in particular groups with each other. So then I would determine how many groups I want. So I've got to pull out some math skills here. Maybe I would have about 4 groups. Make sure that this says no restrictions because when I checked something else, I kept getting an error message. So no restrictions there. You don't need to put in the group prefix. You don't have to worry about any of these other settings. And then you can just click on Save down here. And what it's going to do is it's going to show me that I don't have any students in any of these groups yet. So then I would have to start adding my students into the group. So group 1, I would enroll users, and then I could start picking from the list of students. And I don't know if I'm allowed to really show my students' full names on the screen, so I'm not going to move this over. But I could start selecting, all right, I want this person, I want this person, and I want this person in a group, so I'm going to save that. And then maybe in the second group here, I'm going to enroll some other students. So maybe I want this person, and I want this person, and I want this person. So I would create my groups that way. And then when I'm all done creating them, I would just have those groups in existence in the background here. Then when it was time for me to turn on that feature that I was talking about earlier, I would go into that item, and I could do that. And I could hit yes, and I'm guessing that it's probably going to take me to a page where I select which of my groups in the background I want to be applied to this specific discussion area. I'm not going to click it because I'm very scared of this where it says changing this group topic cannot be undone. I don't know if that means it cannot be undone once my students start working in here or if it means it can't be undone at all. I'm not D2L savvy enough to know. So, but if you wanted to create a test one, you could kind of play around with it and see how it works. And if you feel like you have more D2L specific questions that I am not answering here about groups, then I would suggest going to the D2L homepage, and you can either set up an appointment with a tech mentor this week, or this resource is always there for you, the IDC at frontrange.edu. We have George Hines, William Tankovich, and other people from Stephanie Wickman's team who I believe staff the IDC, and they could set up like a Zoom session with you to help walk you through that process and get your groups created. I will tell you that I absolutely loved the workaround that you found, just having a group leader and having those students kind of like kick off each of those group discussions. I think that's awesome. And if it's working for you and it's low tech and it doesn't create any headaches, I'd say just keep doing that. But if you want to play around with this group stuff, I've shown you everything I know about it at this point, and there are other resources out there if you want to take it further. But it's just some cool capabilities that we have in D2L that I'm just learning about as a way to maybe help students engage more deeply in those discussion areas without getting bogged down with the number of posts that they're seeing. So I hope this was helpful. Feel free to reach back out with any other questions, and best of luck as you're kicking off this spring semester. Take care.